My name is Douglas Finn. My rank was third-class engineman. I entered the Navy in November 11th in '59, and I got separation in February of '63. Well, being I was a boat operator, I spent a lot of time in the boats carrying the inspectors over to the ships and stuff like that that were supposedly hauling the missiles back out. And when we surfaced a Russian submarine, being an A gang, I was the one that had to refuel it because they were running out of diesel fuel, and it was our privilege to give them some diesel fuel so they could go on their way, I guess. I don't know the logistics of all that, but I knew what I did. And when it came to the Cuban crisis, the Bay of Pigs invasion, stuff like that, I ran the boat that ran the scouts, the forward scouts, into the mainland or into the Cuba, and then dropped them off, and we turned around and came back. That was before the invasion, probably a week before the invasion, and then came back to the ship. And I never seen those. I guess they were Navy SEALs, which today would be Navy SEALs, but they were frogmen back then. And they were pretty rugged-looking guys, I'll tell you. They were Americans. Yep. And what their job was once we dropped them off, I couldn't tell you. It was not pervy to that, but I know that that's what we did and came back. And then, of course, after the Bay of Pigs invasion, we took a lot of survivors aboard for patching up, and they were very upset with the fact that we could not assist the landing party, and that we thought we could go in there and fire at the beach or clear whatever, or we got the orders to do not fire even if fired upon, which we were fired upon. They shot at us with the tanks off the beach, and because we were in too close, we had to turn around and head back out to sea. And I remember that part of it, and there's bits and pieces I probably don't remember, but I do remember those incidences, and everybody was angry, the fact that we were given orders not to return fire. What the hell are we doing here? After the invasion, the survivors were coming back in fishing boats and rowboats and everything else, and I can remember, especially it was at night, it was in the dark, and we were bringing the wounded aboard for patching up. I don't know anything more than that, except we were standing guard for shark duty and stuff like that in case somebody had fallen in, but there were the lights, the big arc lights were attracting sharks to our area. And they were almost like a school of them out there while we're bringing these, wounded aboard. I was there when they got the pilot. He was a Cuban pilot. There was 2 planes that had supposedly bombed Cuba, Havana. They had turned around, turned against Castro or whatever it was, and bombed and then took off. But one of them was shot down, and another of the plane was damaged. And when they got over us, they actually, 2 pilots, pilot and co-pilot, bailed out, but only 1 chute opened. And I remember watching that because I was on that midship damage control party, and we seen him come down, the one with the chute, seen him come down and land in the water, and we went to rescue him. And we put out, you could call a rope ladder, it looked like a big fish net to me, but anyway, it was a boarding rope ladder, and we sent that over the side, and everybody's yelling at him to, grab the rope, pull you. The guy didn't have enough energy to do nothing. And I said to the damage control chief, I says, you gotta get down here and get him. Well, you don't know if he's got a gun or a knife. And I says, who cares? And me and one other fellow went over the side and went down the rope ladder to grab the guy's arms and pull him up, get him up, and finally somebody from above reached down and grabbed him, pulled him over the lifeline. And I just couldn't understand why, well, he says, you're not old enough to be scared of nothing, you're too stupid to be scared. That's what they told me. He was a first-class electrician that was in charge of the damage control party. I said, yeah, well, whatever. He was Cuban, yeah, and he was a Cuban pilot. That's
Okay.
all I know, and another gentleman probably tell you, and if he's here, he remembers that pilot afterwards walking around the ship before he got transferred off, and I don't remember him, being around on the ship afterwards. I don't think I ever seen him again after we pulled him aboard, but I think they were all transferred to the carrier eventually. There again, I was a snipe. I didn't get much top side, advantages that some of the other guys, like radio men and those guys were on. Combat conditions, I was watching the engine room was my watch station.